Right, I've got my next special guest on the show, and it's took a while to get her on, but she's finally here on the show. I want to welcome on the show Leah Shutkever onto the show.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the Danny Cerner Radio Show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
And you've got a very recognisable name.
I have.
I'm going to tell the listener you are a British female competitive eater
I am.
and multiple Guinness World Record title holder as well.
Correct.
And I just want to say, how are you doing? How are you finding the madness at the moment? What's happening in the world?
I am all right. I'm doing okay. I feel like the lockdown has been a very interesting time. It's forced me to think outside of the box in what it is that I do, and I've just remained busy. So it has been both a curse and a blessing.
Yes, that's good to know. I always say it's good to keep busy, in whatever field you may want to pursue.
100%.
Yeah, so I'm going to start from the top. Where did your kind of relationship with food start?
Oh gosh, all the way back at the beginning of time, I was born in a very mixed family. My mum's Latin American
Yeah.
by heritage, and my dad is very British farmer background. And I grew up with a family that loved food. My mum was a chef. She obviously moved to the UK when she married my dad. They brought us up around great food. Every celebration was food. If you are happy or sad, there was always food. So from a very young age, I always really appreciate how to like a food orientated family. None of us really drink, so it was like the focus was on like a good spread.
Yeah.
And so growing up, I kind of delved in and out because I was an overweight kid. I was bullied, and I learned a lot about nutrition and about dieting. And I sort of based my life around fitness and being fit and
Yeah.
being active and being sporty. And so my diet kind of followed those trends. So it was first to lose weight and then to maintain my weight. And then it was actually to gain weight when I started bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So I've gone from one kind of extreme to the other when it comes to food. And then I kind of I was in the world of bodybuilding. I was prepping for a bikini show. I've been dieting really hard for a long time, and the competitive eating came into the fold because my older brother failed this food challenge at a local restaurant, something very casual, 10 weeks in a row. And I bantered him as you would as a younger sister. And he called me out. And we've always been so competitive that I took him upon it. I turned up at the place and I did the challenge. And it turns out that I set a new record, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, what just happened?" And yeah, I found the thing that I was born to
Yeah,
do.
wonderful. And where you were found your kind of connection with food, were you always kind of a natural fast eater? Was it something that come naturally? Just when you're sitting at the table, did you always find you were finished your meals before everyone else?
100% yes.
Cool. And when you just go for like a standard meal somewhere, like say in a restaurant,
Yes.
are you still a fast eater then, or do you have to kind of like train your mind to slow down?
I have learned to slow
Yeah,
down. I feel like I am naturally a fast eater.
yeah,
I really, really love food. So I have learned to really savor it because I don't get cheat meals very often these
yeah.
days. So when I do, I really like to enjoy it.
Sure. And they do say food kind of feeds the soul, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. And do you enjoy cooking food as
Yeah, I love
well?
it.
And
Yeah.
what's your favourite meal to cook?
I get this question a lot.
Yeah,
I am pretty much one of those people that I will find an ingredient or find whatever's in season, and I will just get a brainwave or inspiration to make a dish, and
yeah,
I will just make it. I don't tend to have like a one dish that I
yeah.
will always make, but the one thing that I enjoy eating the most and making for myself the most is like a really good ribeye steak,
Cool.
really amazing salad, some, I don't know, some sweet potato fries or something on the side. Amazing.
Cool. And you mentioned records earlier on.
Yes.
How many records do you hold, and what is kind of your goal?
Currently, I hold 10 records. That was my goal for
Yeah,
2020 to hit 10. We reached it. We still got 6 months left and figured may as well try and go for 20 records in 2020. So that is the next goal.
Awesome. So 20 goals. And
Yes.
I just checked your YouTube. You recently completed a giant stack of fish finger sandwiches.
Yes.
That was a childhood favourite of mine, fish fingers.
Everyone's, I think.
Yeah. And has anyone beaten you in a challenge yet?
Yes, I was beaten at the World Championship eating competition in New York by Team USA, who are just phenomenal eaters and just far more. At the time, this was 2015 and 17. Team UK was so young in the game. We literally were amateurs, and we went over there and had a go, but we were all beaten. So
Amazing.
yeah.
And how did you find New York? One of the places I've always wanted to go. How did you find the people and the food? Was it out this world?
Amazing. The food wise, I think you only really need a week for New York. New York is amazing. There is so much to see and do. I loved it personally, but it was more like a working trip. We were filming all week. We had maybe a couple of afternoons to have a little walk around, but phenomenal. The people were friendly, really, really nice. But I would probably say that it's kind of London-esque.
Yes.
Please nobody come for me, but to me it was very much like go, 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 like everyone's on their own route for the day.
Yeah. And what I like about you, Leah, you're very interactive with your fans and your followers across your social media platforms. That's a great quality to have.
I try.
And I know you're very busy. When you just kind of want to go away from things, what do you like doing in your spare time?
It's a good question. I don't have a lot of spare time. I know it's difficult to say at the moment because it's even through lockdown I've just been working, and as you said, social media is a 24-hour thing, and I guess the one thing that gets me away from my phone for longer than an hour is probably just going to the gym or going on a date. Something very like casual in my daily life. I try to have some hours away from social media to keep my head on straight.
Yeah, I always find like social media, it's kind of a treadmill, isn't it? You know, you always have to keep up with notification statuses, etc.
Yeah.
And during lockdown, was it good to see the gymnasiums opening up?
Well, my gym was closed throughout lockdown, which was utterly heartbreaking, if I'm honest. But having them open back up, my life feels like it's changed and that it's improved, and I feel like I've improved. My mindset has been hugely impacted in such a positive way by having that gym open, and it's an invaluable place for somebody like me that just really just loves, it's part of my day, my habit, my routine to just go to the gym. To have that kind of taken away is very strange sort of change to a day. Yeah.
It's good to have the normality back as well.
100%.
Some normality, yes.
Oh, so agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
And finally, just a few more questions. You know, when you're out and about, you know, do you kind of get stopped by people that kind of like recognise you from, let's say, your YouTube channels?
Yeah, I'm starting to. I keep getting stopped in supermarkets quite a lot. And I was stopped in a little cafe in the Cotswolds on the weekend. And I just felt like, wow, I can't believe that people recognize me. But I guess I'm pretty recognizable because I'm very bizarre looking and I speak really strangely. So I guess I would be recognizable if I was speaking to somebody, I guess. But yeah, it's very flattering and weird, and it's a different world. And yeah, I'm I don't know how to feel about it. I'm flattered.
That's good. And of course, you're on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. They just have to kind of like search your name, Leah Shutkever, into the...
Leah Shutkever, Shutkever, and I'm the only one in the world, so you'll be able to find me, no doubt.
So you are unique as well. And your followers as well, going strength to strength, as you say, phenomenal, figures you have, like, you know, for your listeners. And yes, thank you so much for taking time out, you know, just to tell us what you do, and I just wish you all the very best for your future food challenges and everything else.
Thank you ever so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
That's fine. You're welcome. Thanks, Leah.